Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. This is Teacher Mustafa, and today we have a new genre of writing. We have informational report writing. So, from the name, what do you think? Are we going to write about something funny or something super serious? Correct, we're going to write about something super serious. It is about Unit 7, Machines, in Cambridge Primary Path 6, Year 5, and it's also suitable for anybody who wants to know how to write an informational report. Let's start. First, what's an informational report? An informational report is a document that presents facts about a specific subject in an organized and easy to read way. Unlike a story, it's not meant to entertain with a plot, and unlike a persuasive essay, it's not meant to argue an opinion. Its main job is to inform. Purpose and key features. Why do we write them? Informational reports are written to provide readers with accurate, factual information about a specific topic, in our case, machines. What makes it formal? We use technical vocabulary, present tense, and a formal tone. Personal opinions are never included in this type of writing. The five-part report structure. Yes. So the five parts of the report are what? First one, we have the introduction. The introduction defines the machine. You define the machine and explain its primary function. And then we have three body paragraphs. Each paragraph answers a specific question about the machine. And at the end, we have a conclusion. Two strong concluding sentences to summarize the report. Step 1. The introduction. Defining the machine. Your introduction must start with a clear definition. Ask yourself, what is the machine and what exactly does it do? For example, we can start by saying, the 3D printer is a computer-controlled machine that creates solid objects by building material in thin, precise layers. So this is a good introduction because it identifies the machine and what does it do. Moving on to the body paragraph 1. I ask myself a question. When was it discovered? Then I answer this question. The first 3D printer was invented in 1984 by Chuck Hall. He called the process stereolithography, SLA. He originally created it as a way for engineers to quickly create prototypes of their designs without having to build them by hand. So I said when it was discovered, and I also said who discovered it or invented it. Moving on to body paragraph 2, how has changed the world? I would say it has revolutionized several industries by making production faster and cheaper. For example, let's take medicine. Doctors can now print custom prosthetics, dental implants, and even 3D models of a patient's organs to practice complex surgeries. Let's take another example, space. Astronauts on the International Space Station can print tools they need in space rather than waiting for a rocket to bring them from Earth. Manufacturing. It allows for rapid prototyping, meaning companies can test new ideas in hours instead of weeks. Environment. It helps the environment, or it has changed the world in an aspect of environment because it only uses the exact amount of material needed. Additive manufacturing. It creates much less waste than traditional factory methods. Body paragraph 3. and I ask myself a third question. Is it safe? So to answer this question, I would say, generally, 3D printing is safe if used correctly, but there are a few things to keep in mind. Fumes. Some materials like ABS plastic can release tiny particles and fumes when melted, so it is important to use them in a room with good airflow. Heat. The nozzle of the printer gets extremely hot, often over 200 Celsius, so users must never touch it while it is working. And the third point is food safety. Not all 3D printers, not all 3D printed plastics are safe to eat from as bacteria. Not all 3D printed plastics are safe to eat from, as bacteria can sometimes grow in the tiny gaps between the layers. And then I jump to the conclusion. I need two sentences, a summary and a closing thought. Sentence one will be summarize. You have to summarize the main fact about the machine's rules today. And sentence two, you offer a final thought or a prediction about how the machine might change the future. For example, we can say 3D printers are mostly used everywhere in projects across the globe. I believe in the future it will generate buildings. Also, I can use some vocabulary to improve my writing and make it better in terms of lexical or in terms of words. For example, for the machine parts, I can use sensors, circuitry, hardware, turbines. I can also use technical verbs, as we said, generates, regulates, automates. As for connectives, I can use furthermore, in addition, and specifically. So you have to plan, to draft, and revise. Great informational reports are built on facts and organized with precision. Time to write. Open your Cambridge Path 6 Students Book, page 147. Let's move there. As we can see here, we have an informational report about X-rays. So let's read it together and then find what can we see. X-rays, this is the title of my report. An X-ray is a kind of photograph that shows the inside of the body. X-rays can identify many things, including broken bones, problems with teeth, and infections such as pneumonia. Then I jump to the first question. When were X-rays discovered? X-rays were discovered by the scientist William Röntgen in 1895. Or Wilhelm Röntgen in 1895. And X-ray machines were invented in the early 1900s. How have X-rays changed medicine? X-ray machines have saved many lives. And this is the second question and its answer. Before they were invented, doctors could only see inside a human body by cutting it open. This put patients at risk, and doctors didn't always find what they were looking for. After the invention of X-ray, it was easy to see what and where the problem was. Are X-rays safe? And this is the third question. X-rays are safer than being cut open to see what is wrong, but X-rays should only be used when they are really needed. X-rays use a type of radiation that can damage the body if it's overused. X-rays can also show unusual problems. How did these scissors get inside this body? Oh, that's a very good question and a very good closing. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? So we have an introduction, then we have 3 body paragraphs. Each one answers a question, and we have a conclusion. Now here, what's included in an information report? Read and mark, check. So let's take it step by step. Here, do we have an introduction to the topic? Yes or no? What do you think? Yes, we have an introduction to the topic. Information organized in paragraphs with subtitles. Do you think this has happened here? Do we have subtitles in here or subheadings? Yes, we do. Excellent, everybody. Events described in the order they happened. Do we have an order of events here? Is there an order? Huh? Is there or is there not? Let's look. Yes, there is 1895 and then 1900s. That's correct. So yes, we have events described in the order they happened. The author's personal opinions. Do we have a personal opinion in this report? No. Very good. Very good. We don't have a personal opinion. Formal text written in third person. Is this text formal or informal? Can you present it to your teacher or the principal or a doctor? But is this the way that you write to your friend? No, right? So is it formal or informal? It is formal, correct. But mister, what's a third person? A third person meaning using the word he or she or it means I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about someone else. And yes, it uses formal text written in third person. So thank you very much for today's lesson. I hope you learned, and I'll see you later. Bye.